So if I'm a CEO listening to this interview right now, and I am tracking with you, I'm excited about what you're saying. I want to bring this to my organization. I may get buy-in, I may get pushback. What are some concrete steps that I can take, or have my team take to systematize this so that my team of 20 sales reps can start leveraging this?
So the first thing is, so there's two questions you have to answer, right? Where do my customers spend their time, right? And how much can I afford to reach them? If you can't answer those questions, then it's hard for you to get to math of sales, but that means you don't have math of sales, right? So you go, okay, if I can answer those questions, then great. Like my customers spend their time on LinkedIn or email or whatever. So if they spend their time there, then I can go and look at how many activities it take to get a conversation, how many conversations, I can start to do that, right? But if I can't answer that question, then it's like, all right, we're in testing phase. The other thing is, how much can I afford to pay them? Well, what's your revenue target? What's your average customer value? What do you pay your reps if you're spending money, like, so you can get to CAC, right? And most people can't answer that question either. Sales, like, they can't answer that. So you have to answer that first. And that's going to help drive, the basic math of sales, which is like how many, completions now, whatever, just conversations. It doesn't really matter how many actions that lead to me and you across the table from one another does it take for me to get to a sale. And if I can't answer that question, that's where you start. And that becomes your benchmark. And then from there, you'd say, okay, well, now I know this, and they're probably going to say, holy shit, we're spending way too much money, for acquiring meetings, opportunities, all that stuff. So now you can start saying, well, if that's too much, go back to the other question. Well, where are our customers spending their time? If we're spending all of our time, trying to get them on the phone, which is the most expensive, like cold calling is the most expensive thing to do, right? Always, it's high cost professional people. If that's too expensive, are there other ways we can drive them into our funnel? Could we do ads? Could we do SEO? Could we do podcasts? Could we do, events? Whatever it is, like, how do we go and get that list? And then how do we start to activate that list? And, that's going to be the whole framework there. But everyone's math of sales is their math of sales. So you have to have that basic fundamental knowledge of what is our current state, right? And then from our current state, is this working or not? You can always optimize, you can always get better. So once you have that, you can start to implement and get super efficient.